Era of Militant Nationalism, 1905 to 1909. Growth of Militant Nationalism. A radical trend of a militant nationalist approach to political activity started emerging in the 1890s, and it took a concrete shape by 1905. As an adjunct to this trend, a revolutionary wing also took shape. Why militant nationalism grew? Many factors contributed. 1. Recognition of the true nature of British rule. Having seen that the British government was not conceding any of their important demands, the more militant among those politically conscious got disillusioned and started looking for a more effective mode of political action. Also, the feeling that only an Indian government could lead India onto a path of progress started attracting more and more people. Exposed the exploitative character of colonial rule, our severe famines killed 90 lakh persons between 1896 and 1900. Bubonic plague affected large areas of the Deccan. The nationalists were wide awake to the fact that instead of giving more rights to the Indians, the government was taking away even the existing ones. 1892, the Indian Councils Act was criticized by nationalists as it failed to satisfy them. 1897, the Nathu brothers were deported without trial and Tilak and others imprisoned on charges of sedition. 1898, repressive laws under IPC Section 124A were further amplified. With new provisions under IPC Section 156A. 1899, number of Indian members in Calcutta Corporation were reduced. 1904 Official Secrets Act curbed freedom of press. 1904 Indian Universities Act ensured greater government control over universities, which it described as factories producing political revolutionaries. 2. Growth of confidence and self-respect. There was a growing faith in self-effort. Tilak, Aurobindo and Bipin Chandra Pal repeatedly urged the nationalists to rely on the character and capacities of the Indian people. A feeling started gaining that the masses had to be involved in the battle against colonial government as they were capable of making the immense sacrifices needed to win freedom. 3. Growth of education. On the one hand, the spread of education led to an increased awareness among the masses. On the other hand, the rise in unemployment and underemployment among the educated drew attention to poverty and the underdeveloped state of the country's economy under colonial rule. This added to the already simmering discontent among the more radical nationalists. 4. International influences. Remarkable progress made by Japan after 1868 and its emergence as an industrial power opened the eyes of Indians. The defeat of the Italian army by Ethiopians, 1896, the Boer Wars, 1899 to 1902, where the British faced reverses, and Japan's victory over Russia, 1905, demolished myths of European invincibility. The Indians realized that a united people willing to make sacrifices could take on the mightiest of empires. 5. Reaction to increasing westernization. The new leadership felt that the excessive westernization and sensed colonial designs to submerge the Indian national identity in the British Empire. The intellectual and moral inspiration of the new leadership was Indian. Intellectuals like Swami Vivekananda, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and Swami Dayananda Saraswati inspired many young nationalists with their forceful and articulate arguments, painting India's past in brighter colors than the British ideologues had. Dayananda's political message was India for the Indians. 6. Dissatisfaction with achievements of moderates. The younger elements within the Congress were dissatisfied with the achievements of the moderates during the first 15-20 years. They were strongly critical of the methods of peaceful and constitutional agitation, popularly known as the 3Ps prayer, petition and protest, and described these methods as political mendicancy. 7. Reactionary policies of Curzon. He refused to recognize India as a nation and insulted Indian nationalists and the intelligentsia by describing their activities as letting off of gas. Administrative measures adopted during his rule: the Official Secrets Act, the Indian Universities Act, the Calcutta Corporation Act and, above all, the partition of Bengal left no doubt in Indian minds about the basically reactionary nature of British rule in India. 8. Existence of a militant school of thought. Raj Narayan Bose, Ashwini Kumar Datta, Aurobindo Ghosh and Bipin Chandra Pal in Bengal, Vishnu Shastri Chiplumkar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak in Maharashtra, and Lala Lajpat Rai in Punjab. Tilak emerged as the most outstanding representative of this school of thought. The basic tenets of this school of thought were: a. Hatred for foreign rule. b. Swaraj to be the goal of national movement. c. Direct political action required. d. Belief in capacity of the masses to challenge the authority. e. Personal sacrifices required and a true nationalist to be always ready for it. 9. Emergence of a trained leadership. The new leadership could provide a proper channelization of the immense potential for political struggle which the masses possessed. This energy of the masses got a release during the movement against the partition of Bengal, which acquired the form of the Swadeshi agitation. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel.